This was on fire. It was insane.
We've set trends, trailblazed, turned shit up.
X is our first artist. Then X turned us on to the Lox.
We was young kids and we was making music.
We had Mary J. Blige behind us. She took our music to Puff, said, "Welcome to Bad Boy."
Shut them down, open up shop.
There it is, man. Yo, we got them here. Have the beat. We lock and loaded.
Right.
The illest in the game. They never changed. They've been doing this thing for a long time. They never bent the rules. They never changed who they are. Three of the funniest dudes you're ever going to meet, too. That's the irony of it all. Welcome them back to the show. Give it up for the Lox. LOX, ladies and gentlemen.
LOX. LOX.
Yo, who we got on the line?
Go. What's good, Sway?
We got all three of y'all there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I thought it was high.
Okay, P, that's you. Sheik, you on? Sheik, you on? Oh, hey, that's a no? Okay. Styles, it's just you?
I guess. I don't
Who
know
else
what
is
they're
on?
doing, but I'm here.
Okay, hey, man, that's good enough. Styles, P.
They not roommates, Sway.
Oh,
Grown ass menses. They
Right.
grown ass menses.
Styles is like, I'm here, bruh. I don't know
yo,
about that.
man.
And I'm here and I be the highest and I'm here early.
I'm here, man. I just get on first. I just know I'm trying to get there first, so I ain't screwing it up.
Oh, man. Hey, but Styles, I felt like you left me in the ocean right there, man. You knew I was reaching.
I didn't know what was happening. I ain't gonna lie. I'm going up. You was the point guard, Sway.
I know. I was running the play. Okay, cool. Styles P here. Give him a round of applause. Okay, cool.
Styles.
Hey, yo,
What's good, y'all? What's up, family?
what's good,
How y'all
man?
feel?
Hey,
Good, family.
I'm gonna go first, Styles. I just want to say, man, I know as long as I've known y'all, y'all always told me I was family, and I always took that to heart. I always believe it. I know that I am. But when I was watching the Rough Rider Chronicles, and I saw me in some of those episodes, and I just, hey, man, I felt like an official Rough Rider, man. Did you see that, Styles? Did you see? Did you see that?
You know that you one of the, in all honesty, you one of the first people that we got to meet that was big in journalism. We respected your show, you know what I mean, and you always kept it 100, like always. You always been just a man of your word, what you say you're gonna do, and just a genuine great character. Like, you know what I'm saying? You never used your position to act anyway, and when we first met you, that was kind of a breath of fresh air. It's like, I do my job. I'm a real man. This ain't no industry shit. I work in the industry, but you ain't no industry ass nigga. So
No,
you're
man.
a king that I appreciate and love, brother.
Salute to you. Hear this,
There
Heather.
it is.
But that's interesting that you hear this from Styles P, because that happens, in the industry. You don't see it. We were talking about T-Pain earlier and how folks were trying to give reasons of why his success was limited, and they were pretty much pointing the finger at him. And I was like, nah, sometimes it has nothing to do with the artist. It has a lot to do with unseen variables that take place behind the curtain. It might be a radio station or a DJ that ain't gonna play you if you don't do a certain thing. It might be a record company exec that don't really like your music, so they're not pushing budgets and all of those different things. So to hear you say that, I feel like that's kind of where it's coming from. And even the Lox, you guys had to experience that on the way up too, correct?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a big part of the game. A lot of people don't understand. And then and how could you take accolades away from someone like T-Pain who's done all he has done? Like, you know what I'm saying? And so
Yeah.
I think we in an industry where we so used to just driving and throwing out content and it not being so important and getting used to the microwave. Now when you don't see or hear from somebody every day, you just kind of downgrade them and say the man was on top of the world. He was on he's definitely in top 10 of the most features ever.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely.
He gotta be.
Absolutely. He gotta be.
Like, so I think people who downplay people and take away people's history and credit nowadays. I think people focus on the now too much instead of really respecting just who the artist is in general and what they've done, what they've contributed. Whether they have ups or downs, just respect what a person's contributed to our culture. Like, you know what I mean? That's the important part. I think too much people
Especially-
always got bad shit to say, and we get used to this internet shit and being able to judge people and talk shit about people. We all got our fuck ups. Like, focus on those fuck ups. Fix your own fuck ups before you start pointing out other people's fuck ups.
Hello.
Styles P. Round of applause for that. Yo, Heather, I hear you in the background going, mm-hmm.
Word, nah. No, I can't. I would be crazy because the first thing we mentioned when we like, yo, the Locks are calling into the show today, the first thing we said was family. So I would just, when Horse hear this interview and he don't hear me say to make sure that I tell y'all what's up, he gonna be screaming on me. So Horse wanted to just say what's up to y'all and just, Styles, he love y'all, he appreciate y'all so much. So thank you for calling in and just love from Horse and my
Nah, we
family
love
as
him
well.
back. We love both of y'all. You know that, man. It's sweet shit, man. But I just told somebody to send my love to y'all too, man. Forgot who the hell it was. This COVID shit, you don't get to see people. So anyway, let me tell y'all, I love y'all while we on the line.
No,
Love
that's
you
for
too,
real.
Styles.
We love y'all too. We always talking y'all. And again, we watched the Chronicles on BET as well, the Rough Riders Chronicle. We also watched, Jada obviously on Versus, and it sparked my interest because of how much everybody love and respect y'all just for being that group. Would y'all be interested though, as the Locks, to come together and do a versus a MOP or versus a Mobb Deep or something like that? Well, have y'all been talking about that amongst yourselves?
Yeah, everybody keeps asking us about that. I say, line them up, but make sure it's a real group. Like, you know what I'm saying? Make sure it's a group that's actually still a group and has been a group. Like, you know what I mean? Don't come with lacking members or as my brother Kiss would say, if you lack a member of the group, automatic disqualification. Exception for Prodigy. God
For
bless.
Prodigy, for P, yeah.
And then they can't. Havoc should be able to do whatever you want and rep. But other than that, like we say, as far as I'm concerned, is when it comes to rap groups, it's a lot of groups. But when I think of groups, like you say, I think of MOP and I think of De La. Because I think besides us two, I've never heard anything about those two groups either. Like I've always known De La to be De La. If something did happen, I must have missed the window, or didn't really hear about it. And with Fame and Billy also, which are two of actually my favorite groups.
Mine too.
Ever in history.
Yeah, absolutely. Styles P is on with us. The Locks' new album, Living Off Experience, is pure fire. I got the early copies, and I didn't bootleg it or leak it. Just to let you know that, Styles. I could have got money. I didn't do it.
That's the foul Maki sway. Yeah.
That is foul, though. But, you get money. Nobody even trace it back. Tracy G, I know you a Locks fan, and we always hog the interviews. But go ahead. Jump in there.
To the fullest. Styles, what up? Merry Friday. So
up,
happy
family?
to
How
hear
you
from you,
been?
King. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Going back to the conversation that you brought up where it's like, okay, they can't be any missing numbers. And I'm just thinking about how when I saw that you had some of the Griselda boys, Westside Gun, Benny the Butcher on the album, I was like, this is perfect. Because when Griselda came out, I was like, wow, how crazy is this that we have another trio in hip hop and like the entire state of New York is held down, you know what I mean, from up north and then taking it down here. So what's your story? How did you first hear about the guys of Griselda? And then also there is a missing member. Conway didn't happen to make it on the Thing of the Locks track. Tell me what happened there too.
I think that was a miscommunication because I guess COVID. I'm gonna charge it to COVID and blame it on COVID because shout out to Large Pro on the beat. You know what I mean?
Large Professor.
We had the joint. Yeah, we just wanted to make it a super dope hip hop joint. So we was thinking Griselda, like, you know what I mean? And when we sent it over, we should have just said, we want them on the hook and the rhyme. But we wanted the whole Griselda. But it was, that just leaves room for us to do a remix and some other things because we love Conway and we've been telling people, that was just a pretty much miscommunication. Like Conway was on my last album or the album before. One of them two. One of my last two albums. And we have a few joints with Griselda, kind of that date back when they was first coming in. I liked them a lot. I was paying attention to them early. The Concretes was playing them. People outside was playing them. The grind balls and the street related people that that I like. It was they make the kind of music that I really dig, and they represent what we represent. I think it's important. us, I could speak for my two members as well. As elder statesmen in hip hop, you may not always get your cup of tea, but even when you don't, when I see younger black men who make music I don't particularly bump with, I still am proud and happy because that's a black man who don't got to sell drugs or rob people. But when I see someone who actually does what we do, and that's going to carry this tradition and carry this flag, we're going to big them up and and try to help out and do what we could, and even let our fan base know, and our core fan base, y'all be their fan base too, because they represent what we represent. You got your Griseldas, your Davies, your Votto, your Don Hughes, and a bunch of other artists. I could be naming, but there's a lot of people who do what we do. And I think a lot of elder statesmen, they understand, may not be your cup of tea. They may be getting more than we got. They may be, doing things and wearing things we wouldn't wear. But if you see someone carrying that flag we carry, then pass it on, pass the love on. And, you go from, like I always tell you, it's always hobby, job, career, man. Rap is a young man's game. It's a young man's sport. But if you're really good at it, you become a legend, just like every other sport.
Right.
There it is. Styles P. Plus, you got the track with T-Pain, Miss You, on this album, too.
Yeah.
And also Oswin Benjamin. This is
Oswin!
He's on that My America joint, Oswin Benjamin. I love how you gravitate towards these young artists, and you bring them in. And I know Oswin personally, and man, it blows this dude mind every time y'all call on him. And I'm trying to think of where we were when we bumped into each other at the airport, and you guys met him there, and since then been working with the kid. So I want to say
man,
thank you.
That guy has a hell of a lot of talent, man, and a great soul. You know what I mean? He's a good guy. I like him a lot. So anytime, it's an honor and pleasure for us to work with him as well. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think that's you can't take your status or where you've been in the game and take it for granted, and you can't take even the newcomer's talent that's coming in the game for granted. He's offering his soul. Let's champion that and big it up however we can, and we'll always give him an avenue. And I'm on his joint too, and if he call me for the next joint, I'll be there too.
There it is, man. Styles P is on the line, 888-742-3345. We got Mike from Boston on the line. Mike, what up?
Ms. Ike, what's popping?
Good morning to you all.
Good grand rising.
All right. Yes. Blessings to all you all. Please stay safe.
Thank you. You got a question?
Love. Oh, yeah, definitely. Styles, man, you're one of my greatest and most prolific MC in the world, man. And, I want to tell you, man, whoever battle you all, they got to be out there goddamn mind.
Love is love, King. I appreciate that.
All right, man. Thanks for that great question, man. You killed it, Mike. You're a citizen, brother.
Mike called to say his piece, Way. That's it. Mike is
that's
man of little words. Hey, listen.
All right.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Shane on the line from Syracuse. What up, Shane?
What up, Shane?
Hey, Shane.
Yo, what's up, family? I just like to say what up. Yo, Styles, I've been rocking with you guys, you and the Locks, man, since I was a youngin'. I'm a citizen. I called when Tamika and them were up. What's up? It's Old Man Shade.
Okay, what up, family?
What up, baby?
You smoking or running?
Yo, what's up, y'all are legends. I'm doing dad shit right now. Picking up dog shit outside. I had to stop. I'm out at work. But I just want to say, Styles, man, you have killed every one of your albums. Every one of your guys' albums have been fire. And I'm talking, I still rock you guys' first album to this day.
Damn, thank you. We appreciate
man.
that, bro. We appreciate you, man. We appreciate you very
man.
much.
Keep it up, man. Keep it up. Who said you can't be 40 plus still putting out bangers, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Whoever said that shit was lying.
Yes, sir. I've been rocking, man. Y'all keep putting out classics, please.
That's what we're gonna do, brother.
All right, I love y'all, man. Y'all be safe.
Love you too, man. Clean up that.
Love you too, baby.
All right, my man Shane. Man, let me see if I could get the Silverback on here real quick, man. The one and only, the legendary, the knockout king himself. We got him right here. You give it up for Sheek Louch, ladies and gentlemen. Sheek Louch.
What up, baby?
What up, man? Hey, Sheek. There you go. Hey, man, how you been, sir?
I'm good, big dog. How you holding up over there?
Hey, man, God is great, you know,
right.
and we talking about a new Locks album. Come on, man.
Yeah. And we got some people we know together on the project too. Benjamin, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. We just spoke that up, that My America joint, man. He sent me that early too. He was begging me not to play it too, and I didn't play it. Hey, but
crazy,
you know what?
Yo, I love that brother, man. Thanks for letting him get on this joint. Word.
Hey, man, I just stand by him and follow his lead. That's Kelly Kincaid and Osmond Benjamin, and you know, Sheik. A lot of folks don't realize, like HB, I came in the game an artist, so I came in spitting. So it would, so it wouldn't be nothing I would tell another artist.
Right.
What you want to do, you know. But
I got you.
If it wasn't y'all, I'll be like, you might not want to do that, because I know with y'all not. It's not just what's happening in the studios or on the song. It's all that conversation in between that really blow his mind.
And it's going to be strong content and everything else, man. You know that. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. And I wish I was in the studio when y'all did Bout Shit with DMX.
Yeah.
You know,
that was a fun session.
Incredible. X is hilarious. He coming in with that energy and having fun. He actually didn't even come that deep this time. He usually be having like 100 people with him. He was just like a couple of dudes and they banged out. And him and Styles was in there working on mad stuff, man. I came out the room, X was doing a verse and a hook and all kind of shit. So it was like, crazy. Yeah.
Hey, for you guys, like having everybody, when everybody was first starting and everybody had the dream, and then you kind of learning about each other. I know you knew DMX, but do you ever get in awe of the fact that, damn, man, look what we've accomplished. Look at this dude. Look what he's gone through. And then look where we are. Did y'all reflect like that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, y'all do.
Absolutely. And even more so, I finished watching the Rough Rider documentary last night. And, I finished watching it as the album was coming out. And so we're just kind of really looking back at, all the things we have all accomplished together. And it's pretty amazing, man. It's pretty dope, pretty solid. You know?
The doc was dope, man. I mean, we got one coming too, man. The Locks documentary, we've been filming for a long time, man. It's almost ready.
Let's go.
Hey, man, if y'all doing talking head, pieces, you want some commentary, man. If you need a VO dude or something, I'm looking for work. Just let you know.
Say no more.
Yeah.
I'm looking for Sheik. I was telling Styles one of my favorite parts, which is looking at some of the interviews that I was able to do, especially with DMX from back then, and then reflect. Like I forgot that we had even done did those interviews. Was there anything you guys saw? Did you learn anything from the Rough Riders Chronicles, or everything you knew?
No, I didn't know a lot of, like, when I was saying, like, when I didn't know why I got shot in his heart back then, in his chest like that. I knew everybody was running around crazy in the streets, but I didn't know certain, like that took place when I didn't know their financial, like when he was saying I had to do the second mortgage on the house and all that. I didn't know, because, we just having fun back then. I didn't know it got that real, and he covered it well,
So he didn't let you know what it was taking to make Rough Riders what it became.
Nah, not at all. I remember when they lost the sponsors to the tour, because DMX and Eve came to my room and was like, "Yo, we ain't performing tonight." You know what I mean? And like we want everybody to be down with us. Well, but I don't think the Locks was trying to hear that shit though. Like I think we still went out there, P. Word.
Yeah, we did. They edited that.
I think he was mad at but it is what it is.
What was the story behind that?
I think they said that they lost their deal or something. I don't know. What was it, Sal?
Yeah.
Some they had lost the sponsorship with Seagram's, and like the truck drivers hadn't got paid. Like people wasn't getting paid for a few days or something like that. So then they was like boycotting, and that was the one thing that was off on the thing, or they kind of edited it different. Like everybody was gonna boycott, and we was like, nah, we going out. Those are homies. We know if D say you're gonna pay us, you're gonna pay us. Like what I'm saying. We was going about it off more street terms, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and especially, we artists, man. We like, man, we see that crowd out there, we want to go and rock that.
Yeah.
So we went out there, and I remember Eve being mad, and X was like, yo, how they gonna do it when we were supposed to stick together as the union? I'm like, yo, what union? sir.
He said, "What you man?" Hey, man, man, I love
that.
Absolutely living off experience. This is what makes this album so powerful, and even all of your solo works are powerful. But I just love that that y'all continue to come together. Like Voltron, man, and we even watched it happen on this show this morning. We had Styles P up first, and then 10 minutes later, Sheik called in, and then right now, let's see who we got on the line right now. Who we got on the line right with us right now? Who's this? Kiss, that's you?
My brother Sway, what's up, baby? That's me.
Hey! We got the Versus King. The Versus King is back. Hey, Kiss, man, I don't know what meme is more popular, the crying MJ meme or you doing the Versus dance, baby.
Yeah, man. That's it. You gotta figure out how to make it work for you in today's climate.
Right?
That was a plus. That was a plus for me.
Yeah, what is meme fame like? I mean, like, is it different from, like, hit record fame or YouTube fame? Is meme fame different for you?
I mean, I wouldn't really know. The crying Jordan is a little bit rough for me. MJ with the crying face. Yeah. I don't know if I would have been able to survive that one. But, you know, I was just feeling good.
The meme fame is with the kids. They love it.
The next morning when the kids love it. The kids. The new world age of the demographics of people who control the world on the younger side, that's what they do. So, that's a good thing.
I love how you guys embrace your evolution and your maturity. I've always been one to do that, too. I'm not going to step out of my way to try to appeal to anybody. I'm just going to give you me, and hopefully it appeals to you. But the other thing I think is really – you got it, and Heather, you could chime in on this. It's, Money, Power, and Respect came out in 98. You know how hard, like, let's go, I know this because that's the year my daughter was born. So I always, I always had that connection. Mm-hmm. In 22 years, people aren't the same people they were then. You're not the same artists. You're not the same fathers. Nothing's the same. We're more evolved, obviously. What did you guys find out about like, do you still discover new things about each other when you're in the studio? Like Sheik, if Styles drop a verse, or are y'all doing things different in the studio, or was Living Off Experience approached in the same way that you done Filthy America or We Are the Streets?
No, well, kind of far as like how our work ethic, but like in the studio together. But our content is different right now because we're growing, like you said, being fathers and learning stuff and looking at our kids and seeing how they grow. I study him and see certain things that makes me want to change with myself. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that just pours out in our lyrics, point blank. Yep.
And Kiss, did Sheik, or is there a verse that, like in any of these songs, like when I went through the album, man, every song is a banger, but the DMX song for me, man, just hearing him doing that bout shit and you guys together was incredible too. But are there verses on this album that stood out to you that these dudes spit that made you go, oh shit?
Definitely. I think that's why we still in the game for this many years, because opposed to looking at the outside world, we use each other's craftsmanship and still sharpen steel amongst us three. So we really we handle that, and we don't think about the outside world, but it still seems to work for all of us. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And Sway, man, like
when I hear them or see them, it makes me have to go in hard and make me want to work, make me want to, you know what I mean, stay on my A game opposed to looking at the billboard or what's going on in music. I have to do that.
Mm-hmm. He ain't never left his A game. Kid's been on it for a long time. And Styles, you know that, right? They've been constant at it. Yeah. So I be like, when I really hear him, I be like, yo, he just bodied it. I got to get busy. Because, some boys they sick with it.
Yeah, but Sheik, you never been like, I remember when the Fugees came out, people used to go Lauren, Clef, and then Pras. And not a knock on Pras, but that's just the perception people had. It's never been that with you.
Luch was never
never that.
Yeah.
Never that. But my boy.
Come on. I gotta go. I'm about to hang up off of that.
They get busy.
It's time, bro. I don't want no smoke, bro.
No. It's not a knock. It's not a knock. But you know how that is.
Yeah.
I'm just fucking around, man. I'm fucking around. I love it, bro.
Luch ain't never been there. I want to ask you when and this I'm pivoting right now because I was just thinking like watching the NBA players boycott because of what happened to Jacob Blake Jr. And the kind of response it's gotten, and people starting to see when we're galvanized and we come together, how much power we can actually have. And I'm wondering, as artists, in the music business, we did the Black Tuesday thing, but is that something you guys like? How can a rapper boycott?
Oh man, that's a good question, Sway.
Say it again. Let me get it one more time.
Like, do you see how the NBA is unified? When people had enough of what's going on in this country with police brutality, and these are topics you guys have discussed in your music and what happens in the streets. Is it possible?
I love what the NBA. I love what they did, but on the same Tokyo Drift, Sway.
Yeah.
It ain't up to the NBA. It ain't up to this. I mean, them walking out and making that stand is a beautiful stand, but I think it should have been some other people. They got nothing to do with Congress, the White House, none of that. It's a beautiful stand, but we need more people. How the NBA players going to be the first people to bring awareness to Mr. Blake? Not the first people, but TNT. I love what Kenny did. I love all of it. I appreciate that to the hell out of it. But where's the other people? Where's some other, you know what I'm saying? It should be in cahoots with some other people of America besides the NBA players. Where's the black excellence? Where's all the black we got, Bing?
I asked my son, Unique, I said, because I'm confused, you know more sports than me. I said, what did the owners do? Like, why are they so mad at, what's going on? Why are they stopping that? And it's crazy. He said the same shit. That's how I felt. What the hell did they do?
Yeah. Man, okay,
I think with the answer to your question, Sway, like, say we have a partnership with Rock Nation, and we are musicians, so it's our thing to get our voice heard. But if we was partnership with someone who wasn't like Rock Nation, being that host, he does what he has to do or tries to implement, for the culture with things like the NFL or the things he does. I think it's for all musicians to really and whoever's in the industry to kind of use our voice and make the people in power use their voice too. Because the purpose of a walkout and what makes it effective is because it hurts them economically. It hurts the advertisers, hurts all these big companies who make money off of us that don't care about us. You know what I mean? It makes them open their eyes. So it's more so about organizing, getting together, and figuring out how do we use our power and enforce our power economically in the hip-hop industry. Like all of these people who use us to, sell their products and things of that nature, how do we get them to pay for what's going on also? Like you either got to pay attention or something's going to give up.
Right. But, Joe, all right, one more question on the sports side, right? Kid Styles, any play. Like, all right, so say they walk out, right? And then, all right, let's say next week someone else gets shot or something bad happens, right? Of course. What happens again? Then they walk out again? Like, you know what I mean? What happens?
My response to that is you got to wait till. You don't want it to happen, but when that time comes is when you make that decision. Because this decision wasn't made even earlier that day. I think Giannis had received an award. Didn't he get the best
Defensive Player of the Year
award that day? And they were all there. And then sometime before the game happened, because Orlando didn't even know what was going on, they made that decision. And so, that's and I feel like, Sheik, that's what it is. That's how real it is right now. And so if it happened again, that's when we'll know when that decision is being made.
Absolutely. Okay.
I mean, if they keep doing that enough, and that'll force advertisers and these sports people to now put pressure on the police departments. So maybe it has to happen repeatedly. Maybe it has to happen and keep happening, and people have to say, yo, until this stops really happening, because this doesn't seem to happen in every other country like it does in this country. Like, you know what I mean? That may be the pressure that needs to be applied, because if you're not hurting them financially, obviously they don't. I mean, it's been 400 plus years of this. Obviously, they don't care about us emotionally, us crying, us yelling, us screaming, us protesting, us rioting, us going to jail, us being slaves. None of this shit has affected it yet. So maybe, the economic approach is the only approach that will actually work.
Absolutely.
That's the one I favor. Big round of applause. I'm all about cutting them off at the knees. Get them at the knees. Living off experience.
That's right.
There's not enough time in the day to talk with you guys, but I love you. All three of you.
Love you too, brother.
And keep making music. Keep doing this, man. Yeah, keep making music, damn it. If Steven Tyler and Aerosmith and all these bands could be out
right.
there.
They got no age limit on theirs at all. You know what I mean? They keep rocking. We're going to do the same.
Let's do the same, man. Give it up for the Locks. Gentlemen, I appreciate you. Hey, Styles, this your number? This your direct line you call from?
Yes, it is.
I'm going to hit you later today. I want to holler at you about something, okay?
Cool beat.
All right, all good news. All right, Jada, love you, brother.
All right,
Sheik, love you too, man.
No
Y'all
doubt,
be safe. Give it up for the Locks.
Oh, yeah, all
hey.
right.